Hello everyone, welcome to the Connecting the World show and I'm your host Monim Batoni. Today we have a guest from Canada. Her name is Samahe Sabir and Samahe is a woman empowerment coach and wellness coach. So without any wasting of time, I'm going to invite my guest Samahe on my show. So here is our guest. Hello, Assalamu alaikum Samahe.
Alaikum assalam. Hello, everyone. I'm super glad and happy to be amongst you guys. Thank you for the invite. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for taking a time from your precious and busy schedule. And it's a pleasure for me to have you on my show.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be finally connecting with Pakistan and especially through students. So I'm really honored. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much. First of all, Samahi, I would love to know more about you. So kindly introduce yourself in detail. Who is Samahi? Where are you from? And what you do?
Oh, definitely. So, as Monem already said it, my name is Samahe Sabir, and I am a women empowerment coach and a wellness coach. We will get into what exactly is a woman empowerment coach later on, but what I wanted you guys to understand about my work is I help women get rid of social conditioning, cultural biases, peer pressure, what to do, what not to do, and just enjoy life and make it a fulfilling one. And that is the mission I decided to choose for myself. I wasn't born into women empowerment. I am actually an industrial engineer, so this is my background. That's why this amazing interview means a lot to me. It reminds me when I was also a student, and these kinds of works that Monim is doing, and another beautiful student I did another interview with, Asma, it brings a lot of joy within me to see that education is actually being taken to the next level to speak about very important topics like the one we have with us today. So my background is that I am actually originally from Morocco. I am Muslim and Arabic, and I decided to move to Canada 5 years ago to pursue my master's degree in industrial relations. And 3 years ago, I noticed that my mission is a little bit bigger than just being an engineer, a woman engineer of that matter. And I decided to pursue women empowerment because I find that we still have a lot to do for true gender equality to be happening. And this is why I decided to do such an interview with a male perspective. And that to me means the world. So thank you once again for having me.
Thank you so much for your wonderful introduction and wonderful history you told about yourself and about your regarding your degree. I need to ask some question more regarding your
Yeah,
education field. Then we'll move towards the topic regarding woman
definitely.
empowerment as you are a coach. So can you tell me why you decided to come in this field rather than pursuing your main engineering field?
Ah, that's beautiful. So just to make things clear, I am still an engineer. So I'm actually doing both. I'm doing engineering and I'm doing empowerment coaching. I do not think that I can let go still right now for engineering because it's definitely my passion. It was my dream as a girl. It has been a difficult decision, and I guess this is something that, coming from Morocco, I can relate within Pakistani students, especially the women, when they decide to do engineering, electrical engineering, mechanics engineering, or something related to a domain that we used to call man's field. So it was a difficult decision because my brothers didn't understand it. My culture didn't understand it. People around me didn't understand it, and to me, it was a kind of a battle between me and what other people expect me to do. And I decided to go forward with it. I love engineering. I can speak about it for days and days and days. It is definitely something I'm passionate about. So yeah, that was the reason why I chose that. And by the end of it, when I started working as an engineer, I noticed that I have a little bit of improvement to do when it comes to teamwork and human resources and managing people who are in my team. So that's why I decided to go ahead with a master's degree in industrial relations. I hope that answers your question, by the way. I'm not sure.
Oh, you did answer exactly what I need. Okay, now I'm going to ask a question. How as you are a engineering student, how you become a woman empowerment coach?
Beautiful question. One of my favorites, actually. So, women empowerment coaching officially for me started 3 years ago, but it was in the making since I was a very little girl. So, it started with me being a curly head in an environment and a culture that people loved straight hair. It started with the fact that I always wanted to play with guys. I wanted to play soccer. I wanted to play football. I didn't want to play the girly things, and that's not bad, but I was actually a little bit out of the box that was meant for women. And that made a lot of contradiction between me and people who were my age. So I always felt like an outsider, to be honest. It was a little bit of a tough childhood for me because I used to have amazing relationships with guys, with my teammates, classmates, with boys that I used to study with, or they are my neighbors, but that was not seen as a good thing in my family or in my environment. And when I grew up a little bit more, when I became a teenager, when I decided to go further with engineering degree, then the challenges were a little bit different. The challenges of, oh, okay, so she's the youngest of the family and she's going to be leaving home to study engineering in another city, in a big city. Okay, that's definitely not accepted. And then you should dress up like this. You shouldn't dress up like that. You shouldn't speak the way you speak. You shouldn't have a hard opinion. You know, if you want to be having a good life, Samah, you should tone it a little bit down. Start to be acting like a woman. And to me, it was strange because I was very lucky to have a father who believed in me, who believed in my own voice. You know, I am the youngest between seven brothers and sisters. So you can imagine in the dinner table, I needed to fight for my voice to be heard. So when I was out there in the world, I didn't say or accept no as an answer. I was like going for it and then going for it. So to be honest, the environment I grew up in forged me to be the person who always wanted to fight for my own rights as a woman. And the way that I actually gotten introduced to women empowerment is when I finished work studying and I decided to go ahead and work as an engineer. I was a project manager for a big IT firm. And what happened is I always found myself fighting for other women in my workplace. If I see someone giving a bad comment, I wasn't even thinking before I jump into the conversation and I try to protect that woman. And even though I am the youngest in my family, I found myself all the time being asked for advice in certain situations from my bigger sisters. So I was like, oh, that's interesting. And then I decided to change my environment. I wasn't actually wanting to leave my own country. I wanted to stay in Morocco, fight for girls' education because that's my true mission, be there, show an example. But I couldn't because the environment around me kept reminding me I need to dress up with a skirt or put on a dress or oh this is more of a suit, this is for men, you can't do that, you can't go and work with your hands with other employees, you are an engineer, you shouldn't be doing this and you shouldn't be doing that. And I was like, okay, so probably I'm not in the best environment, I should go out to the Western world, you know, when we are in third world countries in Africa and Asia, we watch TV and media and news and like freedom is over there. Freedom is in America, is in Canada, is in Australia, is in Europe. And I came to Canada. I decided I'm going to change my life looking for a better environment for me as a woman. And to my own shock, and you can already understand that and presume it, I didn't find what I was looking for. I understood that women around the world still have a lot to be working towards. There is no such thing as 100% true gender equality or true freedom, even in the Western world. And I can say that. I lived in Morocco. I lived with Africans. I lived in a third world country. I moved to a developed country. I moved to a leading country when it comes to human rights, women freedom. but we still have a lot to work on here. And then I actually gotten into a depression because I was like, okay, so there is no place for me as a woman around the world. There are a little bit of improvements, but not that big of a thing. So then I decided I'm going to make it a mission for myself. I got coached first because I needed to heal as a person. And then I decided it is about time for me to coach other women. And I've been doing so for the last 2 years, and it has been a blessing because those women whom I'm working with and I'm coaching, they're teaching me something new about myself and about acceptance and self-love every single day. So probably to them, I'm helping them, but they are helping me at the same time. So that's how I became a women empowerment coach.
Okay, now the main question: what exactly the woman empowerment means?
Beautiful, beautiful. Um, Very much lately, I have had this comment. I'm going to start with saying this in order for you guys to understand what is not women empowerment, and then you will probably understand better what is women empowerment. I was actually speaking with a new friend who didn't know me that much, and he was like, so you're an engineer, but I know you do something else. Some people told me you're a coach. What kind of coach you are? And I was like, yeah, I'm a women empowerment coach. And he was shocked. He is someone who lives in Canada. He has lived all his life in Canada, and he was shocked. He was like, oh my God, don't tell me you are another sexist person. Don't tell me that you hate men. Don't tell me that, women need to be rallying around to fight for their own rights. And I was like, no, that is not women empowerment. Women empowerment is not about focusing on men, what men do or what men don't do. It's not about hating on the other species, as I like to call it. Women empowerment, and I want you to listen to this one very carefully. It's very simple, but it is at the core of women empowerment. Women empowerment is all about you as a woman focusing on yourself, focusing on understanding how you have been programmed, because we all have been programmed, focusing on understanding what do you believe in, what is your belief system, and is it truly yours, or has society incarcerated that within you? And just focusing on your own self-love, understanding who you are, understanding where you want to be, and just love yourself from inside. Lots of women around the world, they can't even look at themselves in the mirror without putting makeup on. Why? Because social media and TV and all of the standards keep reminding them, you are not looking perfect. Everybody's looking for perfection. Perfect skin, perfect body, perfect relationship, perfect hair sometimes. I'm sure I don't have that one. But women empowerment is about accepting everything you are without any hesitation, accepting the good and the bad, and admitting it, and then moving forward and improving forward from that. That is women empowerment, focusing on you, not what everybody else is doing.
Okay, I got your point, and you tell very deeply that what exactly, if you want to know the what is exactly woman empowerment means, you need to first focus on what it's not. Okay, now I have a question. Do you think that still need to work on woman empowerment as you are living in those countries which people of our region say that these are the countries where women are empowered? Do you think?
Yeah. Oh yes. Yes and yes and yes and yes. It's there is still a lot to be working towards. What is even more important to me, not just to focus on what's happening in here in the Western world. Why? Because it is manipulating and monopolizing media, social media, monopolizing TV, monopolizing news, monopolizing how women are seen all over the world. It needs to be starting from here, but I love what we're doing right now. I love the fact that we're opening the discussion to Muslim countries, Arabic countries, Middle Eastern countries, Asian countries, African countries, North African countries. The Society is different. The pandemic is the same. Women are still having a long ride in front of them. To me, it should start from girls and boys' education. What do I mean by that? Where should we actually put focus and emphasis on is by making that relationship of understanding that we aren't here to actually help grow each other as men and women. We are here to help improve each other's lives and not to be fighting on who has power or who has the better world or who should be leading. Is it men? Is it women? It should be more of a situation of communication. That's why in my programs and in my coaching, I actually do empowerment in a more of a holistic way. And believe it or not, I have men that I coach as well. Why? I'm not a man, but I understand how being a vulnerable person, emotional person can lead you to being living in trauma and not moving forward in your life the way you want it to be, not being successful, not being happy, not being fulfilled. So unfortunately, we need men empowerment as well, but some men need to be leading that. Not me, I'm not a man. And the men that I work with, they come to me and I keep reminding them, listen, I am a woman empowerment coach. My programs are done for women. I relate to women. And they still decide to do my coaching for one reason, because they fear if they show their emotion and vulnerability to a male coach, they will be judged. So even between men, there is still judgment. And the judgment doesn't give you any space to be moving forward, to be improving as a person. I guess you, Monim, for example, if do you study in a university right now?
I'm a lecturer in university.
Okay, perfect. So, can you imagine that in your university, when they decided to ask you to do such a thing, interview other people about important topics around the world, can you imagine if they told you, you can't be doing something about women empowerment because you're a man? How would that feel? Not being able to speak about this topic.
I think so. Some people do this kind of thing, but if someone have courage, he or she can talk on these topics. They can talk. Like I
Exactly.
do talk. I do talk on transgender. I do talk on woman empowerment. I do talk on man empowerment too.
Exactly. Oh, that's beautiful. I would love to listen to that interview, by the way. You can send me the link later on. So, this is just a simple example of you as a person have the choice to be deciding to speak upon some subjects, or I know that you as a male have also lived certain traumas and you would love to be sharing those, because sharing is very powerful. Being able to speak about how you feel, what you think, is very powerful. So in my program of coaching, what I like to do is a holistic approach. So it is all about your mindset, starting from your belief system. What do you believe at? Do you believe at in life? How does your belief system, your mindset, your values, your principles, how are they moving you forward or actually blocking you from moving forward? So many people, they have contradicting belief system. For example, they believe in gender equality, but at the same time, if they are, I don't know, in a group of friends, they will always want to have the last word. How can you believe in gender equality and always have the last word? That is contradicting. Or this is someone who believes in freedom and they want to be traveling all over the place, but at the same time, they need stability in the place they live in. That is contradiction as well. So you need to understand your belief system and how it is building your life around you, because whether we like to accept it or not, throughout the years, we have been programmed. And then there is the second part of the coaching, which is about communication. Communication is really an important aspect of life. And it has three levels. It has the internal communication. You, as Monem, how do you speak with yourself when you are alone? What does the little voice in your head tell you? oh my God, I'm not ready for this today. Or, yeah, I can do it. This is just another aspect for me. If I fail, it's okay. Are you an optimistic person? Are you a negative person? How do you express the fact that you're proud of yourself, that you are doing everything you're doing? Is it something okay with you, or is it something that you find hard and difficult to do? And then there is the outside communication. This is the communication that I'm doing with you right now. Communication with people you love, family, friends, your job at university. The communication level that you express yourself at is very important. You could have decided to interview me today, and while speaking about women empowerment, I can be going into tangents, speaking about vegetables or food or, I don't know, coronavirus or this and that. That is not effective communication, because you decided to bring me here today to speak about one important thing: women empowerment. If I bring you to other aspects, you will be distracted. The message will not be landing as it should be. And then there is the third level of communication, the spiritual level, the godly level, the universe, whether you believe in Allah, Buddha, Jesus Christ, whatever it is. When you feel powerless and you actually are doing a prayer, oh, please, I want this to be manifested in my life. We all do that. Whether we are atheist, agnostic, or we do believe in God, we do that. So, how do you make that level of communication strong to manifest things you want in life? And then there is the third level. I told you it's a holistic one. I'm not a simple person. There is the wellness part. And that's why I call myself also a wellness coach. Because do you agree? Yes or yes? Because there is no in this answer. Yes or yes, your health is important for your mindset to be functioning well. Yes or yes?
Yes, exactly. It's
Exactly. So it is no question that in order for you to be improving as a person, you need to be taking care of what I love to call our temple. This body, you need to be taking care of it, hydrating it. I love the fact that when before we started the interview, he was like, please give me a second. I have been doing interviews all day long. I need to bring some water before we start this interview. I respect that. The audience can wait. Your health shouldn't wait. By the way, I have tea in here. This is not beer. This is not nothing. This is tea. I'm sober, guys. So, yeah, that is to me how women empowerment is important, to still be doing so many things in the Western world and in Middle East, Asia, and Africa, where women really, really need it more than the Western world, even. Yeah.
okay. Now I have a question. As you move to Canada, just went back to your country, Russia, or go back to Pakistan, we still have to do a lot regarding woman empowerment. How we can do?
Beautiful. Um,
And
that
one
is,
more thing, and why I ask you a question: if someone is doing woman empowerment in Pakistan or in Russia, after some time they move to US or Canada because they think that they can't do anything here because of some circumstances.
that's an interesting question. Women empowerment, if you decide to have it as a mission, it is something that you're doing from the heart. So to me, there is no leaving it behind or saying, oh, I can't do anymore. You keep trying. So there is no option for you to be leaving. Doing it from here, living in Canada, or going back to Morocco, or I wish one day, and I know this is a manifestation from my end, and I will be doing it. I will do my best to go to India, to Pakistan, to Uzbekistan, to Saudi Arabia, to Kuwait, to UAE, to Indonesia, to Malaysia. I have so many female friends from that region as well. It is about opening a conversation first. We should not wait for the government, our elders, or universities to be doing that for us. That would be amazing, but that is a kind of a big dream, unfortunately. It should start from the way we educate our children. If you have a young boy or if you have a young girl, you should treat them equally. You should introduce a boy to the female world, and you should introduce the girl to to the boyish world, kind of. If she wants to play with a truck, let her. Don't always bring her dolls. Or start having those conversations of, you are great just the way you look. You shouldn't be doing anything about yourself to be changing it to look good for the society acceptance. For example, and I do not hold this against my parents. For as long as I can remember when I was a little girl, they didn't accept my hair. So whenever we were going to see family, weddings, was it Eid or was it a celebration, whatever it is, Samah, you should go to the hair salon. There is no way you're going to be staying with that cranky hair when we meet up with family. When I was young, I had no choice. They took me to the hair salon. They straightened my hair. They made it in a ponytail to not look the way it looks. They didn't accept it in its natural aspect. And back then, that hurt me a lot. Why? Because it was an extra thing. I was 5, 4, 6. I wanted to play. Instead of me going and playing with my neighbors or with my friends, I was in a hair salon sitting with someone who's straightening my hair and who did me a lot of pain, and I didn't like it. The more I grew up, the more I actually had a little bit of a voice, I started saying no. And that was a big deal. They were like, okay, so if you don't want to straighten your hair, you're not going with us. So I was isolated from family gatherings. I was isolated from some celebrations. And that in itself was a way of taking me away from who I truly am. It's the same as if you coming with your parents and they tell you, you know what? You can't stay with that beard. We should take it off. You don't look
Shave
good
it.
with that beard. Yeah, you should shave it. It's not looking good on you. Or the contrary, nowadays everybody wants to grow a beard. Even those who can't grow a beard, they try to find surgeries to implant hair or something like that. To me, empowerment, whether it's for women or men, it starts with accepting the person just the way they are. If you have a chubby kid, let him live and eat. Try to introduce him to healthy exercising. Try to introduce him to healthy snacking. Try to give him better food options at home. You are his parent. You are the one feeding him. But stop pointing it at him. Oh, you are fat. Nobody will like you. That's mean. So if you ask me, especially going back to Pakistan and Morocco and Indonesia and Malaysia, we have other aspects of us degrading women. Degrading a woman because she can't do engineering or she can't go ahead in a certain field. She can't sometimes even drive a car or be seen out in public. I do believe in respect. I do take it very, very, very deeply within me. We all should respect each other, respect our bodies, but give people the choice and the option to express themselves. Because if not, and one other thing, whether you like it or not, women are raising the next generation. So if you don't treat them well, they're treating the next generation not so well. So to me, it starts from education at school and from education at home, mandatory.
Okay. And now I have a question for you, and these questions, I think you should relate a woman empowerment as you are a Muslim. So kindly
Yeah.
relate woman empowerment with Islam. What Islam told about woman empowerment.
Wow. Probably this is the first, no, not probably, this is the first time someone asks me this question, and I was eager for such a question. Thank you. Thank you for that. Islam, to me, in my own opinion, is the best religion that has spoken about women. I am biased, I know, I am Muslim, so I read the Quran and I read it from front all the way to end. There are so many ways in which a woman was held in a pedestal. Women should be treated with fairness. And you can search for this one, and I guess you know it since you asked me this question. Women should be treated with fairness. Women should be treated as queens in their own household. The men should be responsible for their own wellness and happiness in the way that they live. Women are not supposed to stay home because we have Ummuna Khadija alayhi salatu wasalam, the wife of Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam, our prophet. She was actually an entrepreneur. She
Yeah.
was the one who actually engaged our prophet alayhi salam to be working for her. She was an entrepreneur who had male workers under her. She was أطولكن يدا في الصدقة, meaning she was the one who was to do the most of charity. We have so many amazing examples. Even the mother Miriam, mother of Jesus, her examples and her experiments and the ways that she healed people around her are just mind blowing to me. So I do appreciate this question to a very, very different level because yes, I am not a true representation of a Muslim woman. You might say that. I don't wear hijab, but I do respect myself. I do respect my religion.
Yes, people can say us we are not a practitioner Muslim, but we are a Muslim.
Yeah, and I don't get into that kind of argument because to me it's not about an argument. Why? Because in Quran, once again, and I don't want to be saying too much because I'm not an expert in religious studies, but we are all going to be judged upon our own working when we are in this Mother Earth. So I will be judged on what I do. You will be judged upon what you do and not upon what people are doing around us. That's why, to me, women empowerment in Islam is the best definition because in Islam, we make you take responsibility of your own doing. So focus on yourself, improve yourself, love yourself. And even there is this beautiful, beautiful sentence, سِمَاهُمْ عَلَى وُجُوهِهِمْ, meaning people actually show their own success in life on the way that they present themselves. And to me, that is the most beautiful thing I have ever written in Quran. Meaning, whether you are poor, rich, successful by certain definition, not successful, it has nothing to do with the material aspect. It has to do what you have in here and the way that you present yourself to the world. There are the happiest people around who actually probably don't even know how they will finish the month with rent, with expenses, and all of that. But they hold something way more precious and expensive, gratitude. When you say Alhamdulillah, gratitude is very important to me. And I teach it to everybody who comes and do my group coaching or personal individual coaching. It's all about gratitude. When you wake up in the morning and you say, I am so grateful for just being alive. There are some people around the world who live in war. I am so grateful to be able to reach for water this close. Some people walk miles to actually have it. I'm so grateful to be having such a platform with you, Monem, within connecting the world, to be actually speaking about women empowerment from a Muslim point of view. So gratitude is the richness of someone who lives a fulfilled life. And this is, to me, the point in which I find a woman really feeling empowered is when she is grateful about her own being, body, mind, and soul, and accepting all of it, the good and the bad. Thank you
Exactly.
for your question. That means a
Thank
lot
you
to me.
so much. Thank you so much, Sami. You give your precious time, and we discuss on some important topic because nowadays woman empowerment is a hottest topic in the world. All of the world are talking about these kind of things. But what our religion told us, obviously, our religion is the first thing that told how to you
Yes.
have to talk with woman or you have to present a woman, and they gave rights to women. So we are so thankful to our religion that, and we are so blessed that we have these kind of things.
Yes.
And but we have to do work on it. We have to tell our daughters, our sisters, our mothers that what are their rights and how they can use their rights in a positive way, not in a negative way.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. That's really beautifully said. I agree.
Thank you so much, Samay. In the end, I would love to ask you that kindly give some positive message, because I want to end this program in a positive note. So here's your mic. You can ask, give any positive message to youth, to audience who are watching us.
First of all, before I leave, I am super grateful to be able to come here and speak with Pakistani audience. If there is something that I would love to leave you with, no matter where you're living, no matter the circumstances around you or the conditions you think you have found yourself in, remember one thing: life is happening for you, not to you. You can at any moment switch the button from that sentence that says, I can't change my own reality, I am living in a life that is happening to me. That is not true. You always have the power to put a smile on your face and decide to change your own outcome, because you are the ruler of your own life. You are incredible just the way you are, so believe in that. And if any of you guys would love to have any more motivational quotes, feel free, or motivational lives. I do certain topics about mindset, about communication for free to everybody. You can actually follow me on Facebook, and from there you can find my YouTube channel and my Instagram as well. And for the ladies, I have a special invitation. I have a female only group. It's called the Smiley Slayers. Go and look at Smiley Slayers. It's for women only. It is lives every week about mindset, about communication, and about healing your own traumas and expressing your beautifully empowered women voice. And thank you once again for having me. It's a pleasure.
Thank you so much. Jazakallah khair. We have to end this session here. Thank you so much for your wonderful time and your precious time. Take care. Bye bye. Allah Hafiz.
Thank you. Salam alaikum.